Please, your greatness. Was an honest mistake is all. You'll get no more trouble from us. Promise.
Brother. Ooh, wait a minute. Haste? Well, that's not haste. You're kidding yourself.
This being different than whatever you're expecting from turn-based games. This game is significantly more interactive with its turn-based systems thanks to parrying and dodging.
I don't see
You'll
one.
see some people make the comparison to Souls games. I think that is way overblown. This has nothing in common with Souls games just because there's dodging and parrying. But it does make the combat feel a lot better because instead of being sitting around waiting for the other enemy to attack you, and you either have to like hope for RNG for a miss, or you set up a turn so that way you can block or mitigate the damage. This doesn't have that. If you are good at this game, you can always forever take 0 damage through dodging and parrying. And there's also counters and another thing called gradients. So there's a lot of skill expression here where the parry timing in the dodge window is unforgiving. Assuming you play on expert. Normal, it's a lot more forgiving, but on expert, it is tight timing. Like the parry timing in here isn't quite to Sekiro's level of unforgiveness, but it is not easy. Like, the parry window demands that you be actually good at this game instead of just like some fucking lobotomite that's hammering parry, just spamming it. Dodging is a little more forgiving, but even that is still difficult because the enemy's attacks, like their actual arsenal of moves, is so well designed. The combat is flashy and it is interactive. Like, I know people have been seeing the quick time events. When you use a move, you do have like a timing window. If you get a perfect, it'll help you out with that move and what it does. But the quick time events aren't the actual interactive nature of the game. That's just there as kind of like a little bonus, a cherry on top to keep you invested on both offense and defense. And it is something nice. It adds more depth to it. But the actual bread and butter of the interactivity of the turn-based is in the dodging and the parrying. Because again, if you are just good, you can be unkillable by everything in the game fundamentally. And another thing is the build variety. There are so many builds for your party that you can run, it is mind-boggling. I've spent hours just making builds for my characters. So you build through things called pictos. So you can unlock skills, sure, but the main bread and butter of a build is the pictos, which are these cards that you'll pick up throughout the world or through fights that'll do things like,
Alright, let's take these gooners out before they get to our base here. Alright, we just need to get a little bit more money before we can upgrade. Let's take out this last wave here, and nice, we just got an upgrade. It's taking them out so much faster already, and we're getting way more money. Okay, we have enough for another upgrade. Let's go ahead and get it. Nice, we're just oiling them up. Let's go. This game is too easy. This is the top survival game of 2025, Kingshot. You're the governor of a town, and it's your job to keep everybody alive. By day, build your base and manage your resources. And by night, defend your territory from waves of invaders. And I'm honestly willing to bet you won't get past night 2. But if you think you can, go ahead and tap this video to download Kingshot for free today.
crit on burn. So if you burn an enemy, you'll get like an increased percentage chance of critting, or it'll do like completely game-changing things. Like there's a really fun synergy with something called auto death, where if you equip that picto, your character will instantly die. But then there's another picto called second chance, which will instantly revive them. And then there's buffs you can give your whole team if a character dies. So what you do is you put auto death on a character that gives out all of these buffs to your party, and then that character revives, and just everyone's got these buffs, and now everyone's super fucking strong. There's just so much creativity to the builds here, and it changes from character to character with what you want to do for them. There's also a free aim mechanic with all of your characters, where you can turn it into a third-person shooter for the cost of AP, where you can target weak spots on the enemies, or I even made an entire build around free aim for one of my characters where he was just chunking like a fucking Gatling gun, where he's recharging his AD thanks to the pictos I put on there. So I'm just constantly shooting over and over and over again, just stacking up millions of damage. Like, I just love how much flexibility there is with builds in this game. I was hitting over 100 million damage by the end, just through so many different pictos and combinations of skills. It was just actually super fun to engage with this system in a meaningful way. Like, there's so much min-maxing here and just so much meat on its bones. So I really think this is the best turn-based system. Like, in this genre, I really think this is the absolute cream of the crop. So, for people that don't like turn-based, I think you're doing yourself a disservice by just writing this one off because of that. This is an experience that I really think will resonate with anyone who gives it a chance. It is just a beautiful story, and it is one of the most visually impressive games I've ever seen. The art design, like the direction, oh my god. It is fucking cinema. Like, absolute peak. The cutscenes are hype. The enemies look incredible, and they're super creative. The world, the environment, every zone you visit. So, like, there's this overworld. So when you're walking through the map, you'll find, like, a ton of different, like, enemies to encounter, like, bosses, as well as, like, different zones. And all of them are so visually interesting and just unreal, like, breathtaking. And the music, holy shit, the music in this game. This is a 100% shoe-in to win Best OST this year. There is no game that I think will even come close. The soundtrack for this game is one of the best. I would comfortably put this up there with Nier. This is 100% a soundtrack that's going to be winning a lot of awards that it deserves, and it will be a soundtrack that I think will be talked about for years to come. Now, I want to give you, like, the overview of the story without any spoilers, because I really don't want to even drop, like, the tiniest breadcrumb of a spoiler here. So in a nutshell, the story takes place in a world where people live in a place called Lumiere, and there is a giant monolith with a giant creature, the Paintress, sitting in front of it, and every year she paints a number on that monolith. After a year, that number gets erased, and everyone of that age dies, and every year the number gets lower. So, if you've got your thinking caps on, you'll recognize that there's a certain amount of time left for these inhabitants of this world to survive. So, they go on these expeditions to try and kill the Paintress so she stops painting those numbers and having everyone of that age just evaporating. It's gone on for many, many years, and no one's successfully been able to kill her, so the society starts to just accept that this is a way of life, so people live under the assumption that they only get to spend a handful of years with their kids because they're dying at the age of like 34, 35. They're just getting fucking snapped out of existence because of the Paintress painting that number on the monolith. We follow Expedition 33, our main character being Gustav, as we venture out to try and kill the Paintress. Everyone on the expedition only has a year left for the most part, and they want to put a stop to this cycle so that way people can finally live. There's nothing but tragedy in this world because of the Paintress, and they want to put an end to it. They also want to understand why. What's it all for? Why is the Paintress doing this? It's...
Between close friends is where the most unforgettable moments are often found.
What think you
Cheers. The good life.
just incredible. I think this story will hook you within the first 30 minutes. This has one of the best intros in any game I've ever seen. This is actually up there with like the first Last of Us in terms of emotional, hard-hitting introductions to a game. I think people will immediately get invested into this world and its characters. It is one of the best written games I can think of off the top of my head in the modern age. I love the story. It doesn't have any cheesy, cliche writing. Characters aren't just super quippy for the sake of like these really silly jokes. Like, yes, there's some comedic moments here, but they're few and far between, so when the comedy is there, it actually hits. This is finally a game that doesn't just follow the same formula of writing that everything else does, where it's just all so safe and Weenie Hut Jr. This is a game that's not afraid to be dark. It's not afraid to be a slow burn and build up of tension and anxiety and mystery. It doesn't just fucking vomit out everything about its world immediately and all of its exposition. It is totally fine to let you wait 20, 23, 25 hours before you finally get most of the pieces of the puzzle to this mystery and this world that you're in. And it feels so good when you do finally get that information. And as it builds up to it, it keeps feeding you these tiddlywinks, so you start coming up with your own theories on what's going on and what it all means. It is so good. The writing in this game is superb. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. Like, none of the characters are unlikable. There is not a single character in this game that I didn't love. There is pretty much nothing I dislike in this game. I had early complaints about, like, the movement being a little clunky, but the game seems to lead into that in a way that it actually kind of complements it. So the movement is almost identical to Only Up. And I mean that genuinely. Like, the sprinting and the jumping is pretty much one-to-one. They even have little side quests where you do Only Up courses at these places called Gestural Beaches, and you get rewards for completing the Only Up mini-games. So it seems like they knew that, leaned into it in the way the world is designed, like the map's actually set up. I don't think it's ever, like, a detriment that the movement isn't super clean. Like, it does feel a little janky with the movement, but because of the way they've designed all the maps, it works. So, like, by the mid-game, I no longer had that complaint because everything felt fine with it. It wasn't, like, inhibiting my enjoyment of exploring or anything. Like, I do think there's definitely a way they could have cleaned up the movement, but again, it's not even really a complaint because they were able to utilize it well, and I had a lot of fun with the Only Up components. I also really did have a problem early on with the subtitles always having a blur on them. I really wish I could have turned that off. I don't know why. That was just a little pet peeve of mine, having blurs on subtitles. Well, the subtitles aren't blurred, but like the background on subtitles blurring the things around it. I don't know. I just don't really like that all that much. But obviously, that's like the smallest possible complaint you could ever have for something. The only other thing that wasn't, like, perfect was the lip syncing. The lip syncing was not amazing at points. I think during all the cutscenes it was totally fine and great, but during, like, a lot of the side stuff, you'd notice the lip syncing wasn't always matching, which, again, super tiny complaint. Like, this game is so close to perfect, actually, to a point where I almost feel bad for Samco Interactive, the developers here, because they have made something so unbelievably good that their next project is going to have so many eyes and such high expectations on it. I really don't know how you can even top a game like this. I have a lot of faith in this team now because of how good this game is, but man, it is a daunting task to have something this good as your first project. Like, there's so little to improve on. It really is that close to just being the perfect turn-based RPG experience. I love this game. I think this is easily a Game of the Year contender. Easily a contender for Game of the Year. If it's not in the conversation for Game of the Year, something is truly wrong with the industry. It is corrupt and foul, rot to the core. I absolutely love this game. It is comfortably in the top 20 best games I've ever played. It is in my top 20 favorite games
You try to
of all
examine
time.
the book, but the longer you
I
stare,
love Expedition 33.
Curious.
I could gush about
Why don't
this
you
for
take a
hours,
closer
like
look?
actually talking about the
I'll observe
story
from
and
back
stuff,
here.
but I don't want to get into any spoilers or anything. But there's just so much to unpack
Why
with
don't you
it.
let
So
me
much to
carry
talk
it
about.
for you?
It's such a beautifully tragic, enthralling experience. So, yes, I think this game lives up to the hype. I think it exceeds it in every possible aspect. Expedition 33 is a masterpiece. That's about it. So,
Hey, boss. Not the your sort around these days.
we're only 9 days into 2023, and I feel like we've already reached a point where scams have become more common than the cold. I just can't believe that there are still people that are falling for crypto scams in particular. It has to be the same people just doing it.
Tastes like chicken. No chicken. Tastes like fish. Gentlemen, contain yourselves. This quarrel sours our feast. Besides, tastes like pork. And what surprise is this? Brothers, look here. I have eyed yet another prize. Fortune favors our bellies. Stranger, be you friend or food. The mark is her measure. Show us the brand of the absolute. Food? No, not food. Too tough for your digestion, I fear. Perhaps friend, then. Friend. Am I not a... And you? A delicacy. Unless you've... I've no use for the absolute, or any god. I follow two masters only. Gluttony and greed. The goblins understand my appetites. They sate my hunger for gold. And the rest sate my hunger for meat. Boss Goblin give gold. We check brand. Good deal. No talk. We follow, and this land proves party. I am, by all accounts, a student of higher commerce and extortion. Make me an offer. Tempt me.
That's enough.
Calm now. Famished though we are friends, are we not? Take my bone horn. One blow and the ground will quake with my family name.
What?
Use it when the need arises, and never a moment before. Ogre kill everyone around, then Ogre eats them. Well spoken, indeed. Ogre kill everyone around.
That's crazy.
We will keep close. When you are ready, sound the horn.
That's curious.
They're gone. Goodbye.
Shadowheart's attention is fixed upon the contents of an old journal.
Oh. Curly?
We should keep moving. Nothing. The trick of the light.
I'll take you as I find you. Now let the matter rest. Let's just move along. Time's a rare currency for both of us.
That's crazy.
Over and over again and not learning their lesson. Like that bit from every cartoon ever where someone steps on a rake and it hits them in the face, they turn around and step on another rake and it hits them in the face. That's people with crypto scams and losing money. Just going back and forth, ping-ponging around, getting spit roasted by every shady crypto company ever until they're completely out of money and then blame it on something else besides themselves to avoid taking any level of accountability and responsibility for their reckless actions. And the reason I'm talking about this isn't because of what you think it is. Of course, Logan Paul and CryptoZoo is the biggest scam right now that's been exposed and has been being talked about by everyone, including me. But there have been a handful of other high-profile scams that have all come out, but they've all fallen into the cracks, into the shadows, because CryptoZoo's been kind of like this bullet sponge, taking all the heat for the others so that way they can die a quiet death without anyone discussing it or making a hoopla. But hoopla is my middle name. So I'm going to come in here and make a scene out of it. I'm going to shine a light on it because there's one in particular that I'd like to talk about today that I haven't really seen anyone go over. And this is, once again, an influencer-led crypto scam, but it goes bigger than just one project. This was multiple, and the creator came out and said that he gambled away all of the funds. He has a gambling addiction, and all of the investors' money went to him gambling it. They say honesty is the best policy, and in this case, I'm glad he came forward with that information. But man, you absolutely need to be held accountable for this shit. This was a high-profile, blatant scam where you mishandled every investor's money and everyone lost all of it. That's a crime. That's just like an actual financial crime. So we'll go over from the top, but I gotta tell you, it really is incredible just how frequent these scams are now. It's worse than RuneScape right now. RuneScape has less scams than the real world at the moment. It's wild. Now, usually I like to think this goes without saying, but I'm going to make a special exception here and just say it anyway. Please don't go and harass this guy for all of this. He does need to be held accountable, but the right way, by the right organizations. And the people that were actually affected, the victims, are the ones that should be coming forward to hold him accountable. Not just like a giant mob with pitchforks after him on Twitter or Twitch or whatever. I don't usually even bother giving this warning because I think there's a level of trust between us. You know, we're like family, only closer. Like, we're related by something far stronger than blood, content. So, please don't harass this person. Just wanted to make that clear. Their name is DNP3. Now, I'm not familiar with DNP3, and I wasn't until this whole situation. From everything I can see, this is a streamer / content creator whose entire brand was giveaways. He has over 600,000 followers on Twitter, 250K on Twitch, and over 100K on YouTube. So these are pretty big numbers, but it seems like they're heavily inflated because all he seems to do is giveaways, which is basically a real-world cheat code where you just, you know, hey, like, follow, retweet in order for a chance to win $100. Make sure to follow the stream and you might win $500, this and that. It's like a really fast growth strategy, but it doesn't have any real viewer retention or audience. People just treat you like a little money block in Mario where they can just keep jumping up and hitting coins out of it because you're frequently doing giveaways, but they're not really a fan of you. It's just people that are treating you like a giveaway fleshlight that they can fuck from time to time. So he used these giveaways to get these big numbers, which in turn
bangs rattle the door. Then a low moan. Someone or something is having a bit of fun.
Go away!
Leave it. Whoever's inside doesn't want an audience, and I don't want to fight.
What the hell are you doing?
That's not good.
Puny! I am strong! I am virile! I am
Moment ruined. Passion squished like slow goats underfoot. We leave.
Oh my god, I just laughed at that. That's so mean.
Free for the taking. Don't mind if I do.
Conveys the idea that this person is more popular than they are and more trustworthy because bigger number, better person kind of mentality. So they use this to then platform these crypto coins, NFTs, these projects, and a lot of people bought into it, trusting that surely this guy's so well off he wouldn't be scamming us, which is a tale as old as time. People falling for that old idea. It's like my father always said. Just because someone seems well off doesn't mean they won't suck a fart out of your butt. You can't be getting bewitched by this perceived popularity and think that they're automatically a trustworthy person. Now that I've kind of set the stage on who DP3 is, let's see his statement on what he's done. It's a twit longer. It says, "I'm sorry. There's no easy way to deliver this news, and this is by far one of the toughest messages I've ever had to deliver in my life. Over the last year, I got incredibly addicted to gambling. Every dollar I could find, I'd put in a stake in hopes of winning big. More people have lost money on stake than they have in the fucking stock market, it seems. Even when the big wins did happen, it wasn't enough. Eventually, I lost everything in addition to my own life savings. I also irresponsibly used investor funds to try and get my money back from the casino, which was wrong for so many reasons. To all my friends, family, and everyone who believed in me, I'm so deeply sorry. There aren't words to describe the level of shame and guilt I feel, and I can no longer live in this dark..."
That's not good.
The dog's hackles raise.
I think I get it.
You see a name etched into the leather. Scratch. With a deep, heartbroken whine, the dog bows his head. He whines, but remains rooted by the corpse's side. The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Letters. Delivery to Baldur's Gate. Pack of gnolls, claws, teeth. In bank, standard issue, Gunwick. From Trail.
The spell's power wakens. You can ask no more questions.
And this is my attempt to break free. I am now completely broke, both financially and spiritually. My sense of trust in myself is compromised. I'm working with a help group to start the path to recovery. I'll create a separate tweet which will have next steps for each of the projects I was involved in, including Clue, Xenia, Gridcraft, and Goobers. That sounds like a Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe kind of book title right there. Gridcraft and Goobers. Like, good lord. They're two separate projects. I can get into that in a little bit, but one's an NFT and the other's just another crypto cash grab. I'm sorry that I betrayed your trust. I'm sorry that I did not live up to my values of integrity. I'm sorry that I let you all down. I'm sorry. The projects that he's listed here aren't small by any means. We're talking millions and millions of dollars that he gambled away.
Beast
now,
fit for an
I want
ogre.
to just go ahead and take a look at what I think is the...
Notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat. You yank the dagger free, leaving a narrow slit behind. Mystery meat, tough. Mystery meat, tough as boar hide.
Biggest one, at least based on what I've seen, and that's ClueCoin. So I took a bit of a dive onto their website, and let's see what...
I chose to launch my business with LegalZoom. They keep the process simple and efficient. You can launch your business in just 3 easy steps. Plus, LegalZoom has what you need to manage and grow your business. LegalZoom, your business journey starts here.
Yeah, and it is the most generic shitcoin amount.
Oh, stop this thing!
The goblin seems unsure whether to bow to you or attack.
What do you want? I mean, what do you need? You want to take that little pipsqueak? But we're supposed to take him hostage! But you know that Of course. Don't ya? You are blessed, ain't ya? A true soul?
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
Pardon. Didn't mean to doubt you. I know my place. Well, that's that. We'll be on our way. Do as you like with the pipsqueak.
The goblins slink backwards, afraid to take their eyes off you.
Ask the pipsqueak on the spinny tower. We're out of here.
All right then.
Fresh meats. Scared meats. Yes.
Just unapologetic and shameless. This is probably copy and pasted from 1,000 other shitcoins websites. Together we can change the world. Yeah, I'm sure by purchasing these imaginary schmoobles, it'll all of a sudden change the world.
Here goes nothing.
What are you waiting? Cut me loose! Free me and find out! Agakamara. Those pustulant thugs. Well, get on with it. I'm a deep gnome, you're a drow. You helped me, now you plan to enslave me. What then? My own fault, really. I should have dropped my pack and outrun those bastards. Alas. Take my pack, if you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on. Ignorance is alive and well, it seems. Deep gnomes aren't restricted to the Underdark, you know. I've lived in Baldur's Gate for years. I'm in search of a friend. I fear he's in trouble. See this? I gave it to him years ago before I left home. I found it around the neck of a thug in the lower city. It was speckled with blood. My friend, nowhere to be found. But I still have hope. I have reason to believe he's in the Underdark. Hopefully, I'll pick up his trail from there. I always help my friends. On that note, I bid thee farewell. If we should meet again, well, we will have met again.
It's just once again a cash grab, and there's DNP3 right there as the founder and CEO. Now, if you want to look at the graph, it's tragic, and it's, as you'd expect, an absolutely colossal failure. Everyone's money lost, and DNP3 gambled all of it, most of it, I suppose. To me, even if he didn't gamble these funds, you were going to lose them anyway. It's a goddamn shitcoin. The inevitable fate of putting money into a shitcoin is that all of it vanishes as if it never existed in the first place. So I feel like no matter what, if you put money into any of these projects, it was going to go poof right down the shitter at some point anyway. It just so happened that the person behind it is even shadier than I would have ever expected, and he's just openly taking the mask off and letting you all know that he took your money and gambled it, and he's saying it right to your face. We can also trace back where the addiction started, it seems. Go back to the genesis. Oh man, I used to watch all your streams and I really didn't notice your addiction. I thought it was just fun for you. Really sad to read these words. I hope you can find some clarity, dude. Stay in peace with yourself and your family. DNP3 responds saying, started with a sponsored stream and unleashed an addiction I never knew I had. That's very interesting. So it seems the patient zero to this disease happened to be a crypto casino itself that sponsored one of his streams and threw him deep into the rabbit hole of gambling addiction. It's crazy. These crypto casinos have claimed more souls than Shang Tsung. They really, get their fangs in you, it seems. Because this is not the first story, far from it, from these new crypto casinos that are sprouting up everywhere. Gambling addiction is really popping off these days. It seems like as there's more access to this kind of shit, more people are getting hooked on it. Addiction in any of its forms is bad, but gambling addiction is a super serious and scary one. Now, having that kind of real addiction doesn't excuse anything DNP3 did here. Far from it. It's still very much his fault, his responsibility, but it is sad that he's been struggling with a gambling addiction. But it's even sadder for all the victims that he stole money from to gamble, the millions that he used to gamble. That's what's more sad than the addiction itself, is the people that were affected by it because of him. What really rubbed me the wrong way about his TwitLonger is he says all of these things and they're sad, and it seems like he's trying to farm a little sympathy, but at no point does he offer any kind of action to help people that have been affected by his reckless gambling. He doesn't have any plan to get their money back. He doesn't have any idea on what to do to help the victims be made whole again. And I think that's one of the most important components that he needs to address. Okay, so you fucked up, you've gambled all their money away. Well, now what? How are you going to help all the people that you've betrayed? So yeah, that's kind of where the story's at right now. This is a rather new development. It's only a few days old, so the story is still being written here. We'll see how everything keeps playing out. But yeah, just another awful scam situation.
What's in here?
I'm hoping the investors get their money back somehow. I don't know how, but hoping that
dead, my
they
friend.
get their funds
Staring at it, don't bring
returned,
it
a
back.
giant refund
Come
or
on.
something.
We'll
But
never
anyway,
fix these brain worms if
wanted
we
to bring
stop
this
and
up.
gawk at
That's
every
about
piece
it.
of carrion we find.
This is one of the wilder stories I've seen this year. It almost sounds made up, like a fake headline in GTA Online or something. It sounds AI generated by ChatGPT. It's hard to believe this is real. A YouTube couple has now just been sentenced and will
The
receive
boar
prison
seems to
time,
be
at least for
fresh,
the husband,
only a few
for
hours
a
dead.
series of videos where they
Examining the
showcased
corpse, you
blatant
see two
insurance fraud.
small puncture
Multiple
wounds
videos
in
of
its neck.
blatant insurance fraud.
And
the word multiple
is
doing
it
so
dead
much
enough
heavy
for
lifting
you?
here, it's a sin. Like, that is an understatement. Over 160 videos allegedly showcasing insurance fraud attempts or collisions caused by the YouTube couple in order to get money from their insurance. Also, road rage as well as provoking road rage. Just like this
it's been
absolute
drained of blood
massive
with wounds in its
pile
neck.
of
It's been
horrible shit
killed
they were
by a
doing in their
vampire.
vehicle in order to get
I didn't
money
want to
from
say anything
insurance.
because I didn't want to worry
Hates
you.
scammers, but the
They
roller
are
coaster doesn't
ferocious
stop there.
creatures.
Doesn't matter if you've already puked your guts out.
But don't
Here
worry.
comes the encore.
I'll keep watch
They're
tonight.
also facing,
We won't have to
and
worry
have
about
been sentenced
nocturnal
for
visitors.
child abuse.
Now please, let's
because
go.
they were intentionally causing these accidents with their kid in the car for some of them. And they would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling internet points. This is the most on-brand shit for the modern landscape of brain rot, cloud goblin mentality. The father couldn't keep his hand out of the cookie jar of internet clout, so he started posting these dash cams of the collisions and insurance fraud attempts on his YouTube channel, and then shamelessly went to TikTok to accuse some of the other drivers that he got into the collisions with that he himself caused of being insurance scammers.
What you see here, this is Jeremy Gross. He's about to set me up for an insurance scam. He's about to set up an accident. He recognized me from Facebook.
Fate, speak. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps
Unhinged lunatic behavior right here, and then proudly posted on his own TikTok page. So what happened is, he had suddenly started to brake, and the driver behind him had to cross the double yellow line to get around him to avoid a rear-end collision.
Don't sleep well,
And then Christopher
flitting between
turns into him
dreams
in order
and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer. Fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
What's this? What's happening?
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated. His mind opens up, revealing cracked and quivering memories. At their heart, you see dark eyes commanding you to feed. You open your mouth and bite down, not into a tender neck, but into the twisting body of a rat, the only thing your master lets you eat.
Yes, I ate whatever disgusting vermin my master picked. So you can see why I'm slow to trust you. But I do trust you. And you can trust me. Because we don't have a choice. Not if we're going to save ourselves from these worms. I need you alive. You need me strong. Please, only be a taste, I swear. I'll be well, you'll be fine. And everything can go back to normal. Of course. I shall be gentle as a babe. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
It's like a shard of ice into your neck. A quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy. Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
Scratch! So called because you like to scratch behind the ear?
Good morning. How do you feel? It'll pass. Just be glad I'm not a true vampire. A bite from them and you might wake up as a vampire spawn. Like my good self. All of a vampire's hunger, but few of their powers. Oh, I've no idea. For 200 years, the sun would have turned me to cinders. Until the crash, when I woke up bathed in its light. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time. That's my theory, but who knows? I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
So we're traveling with a vampire, are we? Of course we are. Word of warning, Astarion. I taste absolutely awful.
I'd just better not wake in the night to find fangs at my throat.
They're not wrong. We're bound together. No matter...
You say all the right words, but I'm not so sure you mean the right things. Still, I will respect the decision that was made.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand...
Beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas. You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the life fades from her eyes, the knoll within her dies too, stillborn.
On my way.
Swords meet sorcery.
That hyena's making a break for it.
You had advantage!
You've made a grave mistake.
Yes, here.
Victory is assured. Good move, maybe.
Need to act fast. On I go.
The place is overrun with gnolls.
Vile beasts. Nothing good is going from a corpse.
Let's not stand around. I can smell spilled blood a mile away.
Force the accident. And the driver was initially found to be, I believe, like 90% at fault because he crossed the double yellow line. Christopher was actually quite gifted, an idiot savant when it came to insurance fraud.
He's good and he knows how to not be at fault for him.
It was last April, Jeremy Perales says his insurance premium shot up after this accident in Ukaipa. But was it really an accident?
To be able to do this to a person.
Speak slowly. I'm finding it quite difficult to concentrate with my condition gnawing at my insides like a teething displacer
because he
kitten.
crossed into the other lane. But it isn't the first so-called
That is
accident
most
Phelps had been in.
gratifying to
Just the
hear.
way Christopher Phelps
May I?
speaks is off-putting. He sounds straight out of Dr. Evil's lair. He just sounds menacing and, like, genuinely unhinged. And then he's talking about how, like, it's unspeakable how this man could try and set up an accident all because he recognized me from Facebook. Holy shit, that is deranged. You think he recognized you from Facebook and then tried to set up this accident? That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, Christopher doesn't believe that. His whole MO was insurance fraud in order to collect on the insurance paycheck.
The magic, it's
But
like
Jesus,
a lullaby
it's
that
just so
sings
weird
to
to
sleep
listen
the
to him
demon
speak.
inside.
He just
A
gathered
metaphorical
mounds
demon,
upon mounds of
I haste
evidence
to point
against
out, but
himself
no
and
less
posted
dangerous.
it online.
And no less bound to
somehow
wake up again to
investigators
continue its
stumbled
ravages.
upon this cornucopia of
Such is the
evidence that
nature
the
of all
husband,
monsters.
Christopher Phelps, was gathering of their insurance fraud and child endangerment. Like, Christopher ended up being his own worst enemy. He was like, the Zodiac killer, leaving all these clues, all these breadcrumbs for investigators to somehow find. And I have no idea how they found his channel.
It's not so bad once you get used to it. And, on the plus side, my tower in Waterdeep has never been so free of clutter. Sincerely, though, I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told. I obtained it in Waterdeep. Nothing there comes cheap.
On the move.
I speak, they burn. May it please, Mystra.
Where do I go from here? I'll strike you down.
Got to press on.
I don't fancy their chances. Let's light them up.
Sometimes the only way out is through. Let's get this over with.
there.
Unleash me. With haste.
Blood comes easy these days. Blood follows me everywhere.
with something like this? Well, the first thing you need to understand is YouTube doesn't communicate. So if you get an email from YouTube saying anything, it's probably just a fucking scam. I've been on this platform for 15 years. Do you know how many emails I've received from YouTube? Almost fucking none. I can count them on one hand, probably. I just don't get YouTube emails for anything, and I imagine that's the case for most people on YouTube. When I get like a copyright claim or anything, I don't get like an email or anything about it. I just see it on my account. You know, I
Something's
never
burning.
get emails from YouTube. So getting anything from YouTube about like, hey, there's a problem and we want to fix it. Are you fucking serious? YouTube never.
Key of the unsleeping eyes. Grant me the might to carry this burden. Grant me the faith to face darkness without fear.
He should never have been here in the first place. I'm the one that talked him into joining the Fist.
You know, DMs or emails of people that I personally know at the company, never from YouTube or Google
A
itself.
massacre.
So that just doesn't
Drow and
seem to
goblins
happen to anyone.
slaughtered the lot.
And when it does, it's
Please, just
usually
leave me
shady,
be.
like in this case. So that's my biggest piece of advice. And then the other big thing is, don't just
I hear
trust the
shouting.
domain blindly.
Someone
As
needs
Jim
help.
points out towards the end of the video, it seems like anyone can send an email from a real @Google domain without
Graduate
actually being
Ravenguard could be
representative
inside.
of Google.
Don't just stand there.
So just
Push.
because a domain looks legit or even is a legit domain, don't let that just be a pass for everything they say. Don't just write it off because the domain was real. Because again, in Jim's case, it really was from Google, but it was a scammer that was able to use the Google domain. It seems like anyone can do that. So that's just the other thing to be aware of. That's really about it. It's a big boss scam. It definitely is the most intricate that I think I've ever seen on my history on this platform. I've never seen one actually be able to. Usually you'd see it happen to channels. that are
Inside,
like
hurry.
channels or
We
something.
don't have much time. Can you hear me? We hear you. Stay where you are. We don't have much time. Lie down.
The heat coming off that door. Opening it could spell trouble.
Well, some rest's better than none. Oh.
Not actual fucking 500 IQ scam exposers and extremely smart YouTubers that expose exploits in the world like Spiffing Brit. Like, the fact that it got those two means it could get fucking anybody. So, you know, be cautious out there. And yeah, that's a...
Graduate Ravenguard could be inside. Don't just stand there. Push.
Hey, happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Inside, hurry. We hear you. Stay where you are. We don't have much time. Lie down.
One with the weave.
UK right now.
Ready
is more valuable than gold that people are going absolutely wacky over. It's Prime, which is the drink from KSI and
Never a
Logan
dull
Paul.
moment.
It's being treated like a holy elixir that's understocked and absolutely making people ravenous to get their hands on it. The Prime panic is sweeping the UK, and there will be no survivors. It's like the blood of Christ has been bottled, and people can't help but just go. And it's not because of the taste that led to this situation. It's because it's become something of a status symbol. Having it makes you cool if you're very young, and if you're old, having it means you can charge
hell do we get out of here?
Rings online. So there's been a lot of videos of people fighting each other for it. I'll show you a couple.
Oh my god.
People getting in there, throwing hands,
Whatever it
bouncing
takes.
each other out like it's basketball, getting ready for a rebound, all just to get their hands on some prime. I've had it before because in
Little
the
soothing's
States
in
it's
order.
not rare, it's not hard to come by.
Take
If you
two.
go outside right now and find like an unopened pallet of prime. It's
Alright,
really
what
just
now?
in the UK that this hysteria is sweeping the entire nation. It's going absolutely crazy there. So I've tried it. I think it's good. I have no complaints, but I certainly wouldn't be beating some ass and being that desperate to get my hands on a bottle. But you know who is extremely desperate? Is a place called Wakey Wine that I just recently learned about. Their entire business right now revolves
What's
around
next, I wonder?
reselling prime at a
right with
huge
magic.
price increase, all the way up to £100 for a single can or bottle of prime. Usually
well
a
that ends
bottle will be
not
about
as bad as it
£2.
could have.
But Wakey Wine is treating it like it's the fountain of youth juice here, selling it at 100 bottles, or 100 pounds per bottle in some cases, and they're still successfully making sales. They actually have become extremely popular for this. A lot of people are buying it from them. That's how outrageous this whole thing is. Now, I want to show you a great video that breaks it all down. This comes from a channel named Fat Lemur, and I learned everything there is to learn about Wakey Wines here. You hear the Wakey Wines people made their own drink. What's special about Wakey Wines?
Direct me.
They price gouge everything they sell. How are they successful then? Oh, here's a whole thing on it. Let me see.
Mohammed and Abdul, aka the Wolves of Wakefield, have been hitting national headlines over the
The Wolves of Wakefield. I don't know anything about these guys. They seem like some real goofballs. I
With
promise
silver
you,
tongue.
no one is calling them the Wolves of Wakefield besides
Don't
them.
touch me.
They absolutely gave themselves that name. No shot anyone actually gives that much thought to them aside from like, wow, what a joke.
the last few weeks for reselling prime at extortionate prices and their viral videos. Ironically, they haven't become known for selling wine, but prime. Now, of course, because KSI and Logan...
I'm assuming they sell more than wine, though.
They know that kids are willing to do anything to get their hands on this drink. For Mum,
But why? But like, actually, why? I still don't see why people are fighting themselves over prime in the UK. It is abundant in the States. I can go anywhere that sells drinks and they have like prime filled to the fucking brim, literally leaking out of their toilets. It's everywhere. There's not that same chaos here.
But now-
Why do kids in the UK want to fight each other for prime? Even if it's from their favorite YouTubers, I don't really get it. Because you just drink it once and then you're done. Expensive and therefore cool. I guess that's kind of become like a pretty common thing. Like if something costs a lot, it's like a status symbol to have it. It's not like you collect prime. What are they putting it in like an acrylic box and stacking it on their bookshelf? I doubt it. They probably get it, drink it for the sake of a TikTok, and then they're done. €100 down the shitter. They collect the bottles to flex on TikTok. Well, you can just order empty bottles, though. The flex is they drink it. But it just seems like such a huge price for one TikTok of drinking prime.
with fluctuating prices between £15 and £30 for the standard prime drink, and prices now reaching an eye-watering £100 a can for the brand new prime energy cans. Wakey
Run you,
I
dog,
see,
to the
okay.
inside.
Energy
Don't
is
just stand there.
Increased premium because it's newer. I'm assuming it's even more understocked. So now they're charging the moon for that shit. It's like an NFT at this point. God damn.
which has led people to discover his dark past. In 2015, Mohammed received an 8-year jail sentence and served 4 years behind bars. At the time, it was reported that he pleaded guilty and was convicted of selling cocaine and heroin. With this...
Yeah, it just reminded me of something totally unrelated to his charges. You guys ever see this video? It just resurfaced today about the turtle that was smuggling $53 million worth of coke.
Grant you, run
This
you,
is back
dog,
in
to
like
the inside.
2017.
Don't
There
just
was a
stand
sea
there.
turtle that
Oh.
had $53 million worth of cocaine
Inside.
that was strapped to it. I was like fucking El Chapo's pet. They finally got him though. They finally got him. That bastard. He been importing this shit for years.
Not my magic.
1,800 pounds worth. How long did the turtles sell for? I don't know. I didn't see it. All I can tell you is Crash did not take it well after the flop of Finding Dory. Shit was rough. In all seriousness, I hope the turtles all right. Yeah, I imagine they probably got the cocaine off of it and then just set it free again. Like, I don't think they actually threw it in cuffs or anything. I don't think it's currently sitting in, county. Did I get the name of the turtle from Finding Nemo wrong? Is it Crash? It's Crash and Squirt, right? Why are you saying it's Crush? Oh my god, it is Crush. Oh, I'm such a fucking idiot.
I put my money now. I've got a shop. My dad bought me a shop, and I work hard. And I don't sell drugs now, so I just go. I put it out there rather than everybody else.
Must keep going.
Doing this, others doing that, and I'm a changed person. I'm reformed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I see no reason to doubt him. He served his time. I think he doesn't even need to deal drugs anymore. He's selling something far more addictive, and that's clout. So he's able to easily tap into an even bigger market now. Like cocaine, yeah, I'm sure kids are gonna get cocaine somehow, but it's a lot harder than just going down to his shop and getting fucking prime for €100. So it's I believe he probably doesn't do drugs anymore.
Oh, my load isn't big enough. Okay, we gotta get some coins here to build the Arthur
Elemental's
Tower.
not
There we go.
around,
Hit it from the
so
back.
might as
3,
well.
4, we need 5 points. One more, he's almost inside. There we go. Okay, now we can build the Arthur Tower. Perfect. Okay, they don't stand a chance now. We need enough points to build the second one. There we go. Our defense is looking good. Nice. We're getting double penetrated, and the boss doesn't stand a chance either. Nice. Let's get triple penetration going. There we go. We get quadruple penetration. Dude, our defense is crazy. Okay, we're making so much more money now. Give us money more. We do. Nice. These guys getting taken out. They can't stand my load. Okay, one more. There we go. And look at that. The kingdom's being defended perfectly. Download and play King Shop for yourself today.
No one back home will ever believe this.
The fire! Hurry! Get this thing off me!
Might think I've lost control. Might think I've got nowhere to go. All the while.
I'm out. It should be out for kind of crime.
Yes! You did it!
To the owner of Waking Lions, I mean, what you're doing is just unfair.
Thank you. Thank you.
JSI drops the gauntlet. If you can beat me in boxing, you can actually double the price and I'll endorse it.
Find a way out!
But you lose, you shut down the shop.
Path lies before me.
Make some high stakes out of it.
My faith protects
Scalpers
me.
are dicks. Yep, no one likes scalpers.
And harm
I
in a
don't know how
little
they're
conversation.
Keep moving, damn it!
Must be very lucky that some people are so starved for the clout of that
Got to press on.
TikTok flex of drinking the prime
What
still
now?
paid £100. But yeah, no one likes them.
Over here.
Literally no one likes them. I think scalpers are probably like one of the only unanimously hated career paths in the world.
Slaughtered everyone.
Like even a drug dealer, you can make some arguments for like a good drug dealer. He's peddling escapism.
Miri.
How are you doing it? Because he has to feed his family at home. With a scalper, no one's making that argument.
Miri. No. Gods, no, no, no. You should have stayed. You should have been with me.
Should have wished to live in more interesting times.
Miri, you should have stayed.
I was in our room. We had a fight. If I just kept my mouth shut about that bloody dowry, she'd still be here.
I'm sorry, Miri. I'm so sorry.
Please, just go.
You're a medium? You're gonna speak to her? Could you ask her something for me?
The dowry. She'd know where it is. It's for her sister's wedding. Miri had it when she ran out.
Dowry for sister in barn.
The barn? She must mean one of the empty buildings behind the inn. I trust you to get it for me. I can't leave her.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
From Eltergard. Traveling. Sister's wedding. Finding husband Benrin inside. Door locked. Trapped. Fire. Inside. Room. Top floor. Mirilith. Farmer.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
That helped.
$120 American. Yeah, if you convert it to freedom units, it's over $100. It is outrageous. I mean, that's scalping in a nutshell, though.
Fair play, Mon. In fact, if you're a kid and you're paying £100 for a bottle of Prime, then you deserve to get scalped. You've got to write the truth. No chance.
You know what? I'll make an argument in defense of Wiki Wines. He's teaching kids an important lesson about getting scammed early. And hopefully, it'll be something that stays with them for the rest of their life. Like, wow, what a fucking idiot I was paying £100 for this bottle of Prime. doing that again. It's a low-level scam. It's very expensive for a kid. Very expensive in general. So it should be one that would resonate pretty profoundly, I would think. It's not the kid's money, it's the idiot parents. That's possible, I guess. Well, it'll teach the parents an important lesson about not raising a dumb kid.
You emerged, mowing a nightclub, dancing the night away with women of the night. One Twitter user stated, sniffing lines, banging nines, selling prime. I mean, why can't you blame him?
Put that on the store.
To society. And anyway, these kids wouldn't know how to spend their money properly. Wakey Wine seems to be going from strength to strength, and now even have their own song.
Oh! Team Logic IT helps companies stay safe, maximize productivity, and thrive
You're in my way.
business technology like cloud services.
Which allows employees to work anytime, anywhere, across multiple devices, all while remaining secure.
In the knowledge that their data and systems are safe, the right balance of technology expertise, best practices, and local support is
Vital. We realized we needed a managed IT services partner we could trust, and we found them.
Team
Come.
Logic IT.
I'm afraid proper thanks must wait.
Wait, this is the Paradox Metaverse crypto place? Where Amio Talio tried to get, like, Wakey Wine's endorsement behind him and not even they were able to make anything out of it? That's crazy! Wow, they actually just do go scam the scam. So they're even in Metaverse scams. Holy shit. Crypto scams. Wait, that's fucking wild. That's a full circle. They're just like this giant fleshlight that scams will filter through. Cool.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials.
This is a great breakdown of it. I didn't know shit about that. Huge. Good work. That's interesting. What a nice little cameo from previous season supervillains with Paradox Metaverse Crypto. How's that coin doing, by the way? Let's take a peek. Oh, jeepers. How did it all go so wrong? Oh, I can't believe it. That's the day chart? Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We should look at how it's doing over the last week. Oh, no. That's impossible. Oh, what was this?
Better than nothing.
Amio Talio buying on bot accounts. Good work. That was a nice little pump and dump for a day. Literally a day. Then back to rugging it. Did you see kids opening Prime at Christmas? They reacted the same way as a kid getting his first Xbox. That's so cute. There is no worse or more degenerate place on the entire internet than TikTok Live. TikTok live streams are actual hell on earth. You'd sooner find me in the adult baby diaper
Fresh
lover.
air. At last. Your boldness is a blessing. I'm in your debt.
Counselor, are you all right?
It takes more than mere fire to break me, Yuva. Now listen close, Fist. Duty calls. Drow have taken Grand Duke Alder Ravengard westward, if my eyes and ears can be believed. Gauntlet, report to the man and send for reinforcements. We must find the Duke.
On your command, Counselor.
The rest of you, count the dead. Take word of their sacrifice to this city. And you, I must ask again for your aid. Please, rescue Ravengard from his drow captors. The Council will reward you for your effort. May I trust you'll see it through? By the time aid arrives, it might be too late. You've the heart of a dragon and the will of a hero. Tell me I can count on you. Thank you. And should your courage falter, remember the Duke's generosity. Go. You should pick up the Drow trail with ease. I will seek reinforcements and join you when I can. Fist, to work.
find me in a goddamn TikTok live stream chat. I would sooner go to the front lines of a war zone than venture on over to TikTok live streams. It's just so bad and pathetic. The majority of the TikTok live streams I've ever seen are just blatant scams or people non-stop begging for donations with a made-up sob story, and that's what we're going to focus on today. I'm sure you've already seen some of the more popular scammers on TikTok live streams, such as the one Mudahar recently made a video about. This is a trend where you have these adults near children who appear to be ill, and it's a pre-recorded video. It's not actually live. Sorry to spoil the Christmas magic there.
Not
And
much
what
magic
they're doing
there.
is they're just begging
Sounds
for money,
too bright.
like, you know, rocking back and forth, saying, like, guys, this child's going to stay sick unless you give us money right now. Your money can bring this child back to life. We have the antidote. We just don't have the money. The panacea will save them, and we just need your money to save this child's life because they're so sick. If you don't send the money, they're going to stay sick forever. Please don't let this happen. And it's obviously aimed at exploiting people's willingness to help those in need. This one's actually a pretty deep scam because it's not just individuals doing it by themselves. It's actually like an entire business that is having people do this for them. Like it's like almost an entire empire they're building off of this scam. At least that's what it appears to be. And there's one other thing I'd like to mention, and this one's not very important. It's just a little pet peeve of mine that really grinds my asshole. In TikTok, the way you tip isn't directly with money. They had to be quirky about it and unique. So instead of tipping real money, you're tipping goofy, dumb shit like roses or sunglasses, top hats. Oh, thanks for the 5 roses. Whoa, 14 Glurpies? Holy shit, you're too generous. Oh my god, a milkshake? No, you guys are being too nice today. I understand it's Christmas, but you can't be spending this kind of money giving me a dragon? I hate it. I hate it so much. Don't be such a fucking weirdo. Just make it like 1-to-1, like, oh, here's $5 or whatever. I hate that they have to like convert it into stupid little Microsoft clip art shit as like, here's what you got tipped. It's a rose. It's dumb. I hate that. Not important, but just something I wanted to point out. So this is a very common scam, but it's not the only one. There are just so many scams similar to this, and there's a video that's been posted by a YouTuber named Wasabi who goes over one of the biggest culprits of scamming like this, and probably the most popular one, who frequently does these kind of live streams and still hasn't been banned, and actually has a following of over 500,000 people. But for live streaming instead,
Poo scraper.
if you end up on the TikTok live stream section, you've already fucked up. Like, I'm just gonna assume you're there for something nefarious. Like, why the fuck would you ever watch a TikTok live stream? Go anywhere else for live content. Not TikTok. Like, holy shit. Fucking terrible. That is the worst streams ever. Bar none.
Becomes a lot more appealing to people wanting to get live streaming shot or
The
potentially
ox
by scammers who see it as a great
horns
opportunity
lowered
to
in
take
your
advantage of other
direction.
So, judging by the thumbnail, this is the scammer he's about to call out, and I can already tell you he's doing the exact same scam that I've recently mentioned. I'm going to take a shot here, just based off of the TikTok live streams.
His hide twitches, every muscle primed to bolt. He's
And he just
terrified.
loops that shit endlessly to try and farm money out of it.
And we are not getting Galaxy. You see, I just needed 3 points because we are getting Galaxy. I was so confident. You are making me rage today. You are making me rage today because we are getting a Galaxy. Which
He huffs, and after a moment, appears to relax.
Galaxy means I'm emo.
Want to know how I took my business to the next level? It's simple. It's Shopify. Shopify has all the tools in one place to run your business and design your website to match your brand. So you can turn your fans into customers. See for yourself. Start your free.
Someone translate. Is a galaxy some kind of like in-app currency that's a big one? What does that translate to real currency? How many doubloons? It's about, why am I, how am I getting so many different answers to that question? I'm just gonna look it up myself. How in the fuck, it is a standard rate on the gift I have to imagine. How?
A human man awaits you, a spell crackling at his fingertips. He freezes, waiting on your next word.
Dwarves. I thought you were Flaming Fist. Well, down you go then. They'll be on us soon, so if you're looking to trade, you best be quick. Entrance is hidden behind the wardrobe. Here's the key. Said you...
Look at that.
That's far enough. What's your business down here? Answer honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean.
Raw. That was unexpected.
Still, takes steel to swagger in here. If you're half as tough as you think you are, I might have a job for you. We've disarmed the traps. Come down.
Hope you weren't followed me.
What's that?
Well, don't you cut a fine figure? Want your portrait done? If you have the gold, my pet artist will make you a most heroical likeness. Let's say we're his patrons, yeah? Found him wandering the wilds alone. He needs protection. And if his paintings cover our costs, so much the better, eh? Are you looking to buy him? I'm open to offers, mate. Threats? Not so much. Mate, all right. No need to get arsey about it. Take the money, bastard, if he means that much to you. That is crap would sell anyway.
I can't say I've ever been bought before. How much did I fetch? No, don't tell me. There's nothing so depressing as learning one's true value. Well, you should at least know what you've paid for. I am the Oscar Fevras, at your service. Do you know, of all the indignities heaped upon me in this place, that might well be the worst. It seems you've made quite the profit. My patron will see you rewarded. My betrothed, I should say. Assuming Lady Janeth still wishes to marry me after our little, falling out. She offered me a future of the woman I'd loved before she found me. Love still. I made a timely retreat into the countryside to paint and clear my head. To choose, indeed. One to split the very soul. But I dare not dwell on it any longer, lest I weep. And we have your reward to consider, once I have made my way safely back to the city. Say, I don't suppose you could spare some coin, could you? Ease the discomforts of the road some. A hero to the hilt. Seek me out in the city, truly. Beneath my brush, you'll live forever. Until Baldur's Gate, then.
You seem a nice soul.
Something I can help you with? Fancy that? So do I. Can't show you the good stuff till Zaris gives us.